Alright, so today we are working on the LTR450. So our goal is get these wheels off. We have replaced the front bearings, hoping that goes alright. And we are going to put a new bumper on there because the stock one sucks. And you know, it goes more than just with looks. Actually, I'm big with front bumpers on the quads. On my Yamaha, you'll see I got it's called like a bullhorn. It's a GYTR edition, but it's really nice when you need to pick the quad up that you have a good, stance on, lifting the whole quad up instead of having to use just like a little handle here. You can see I cheated. I already started taking some bolts out, but we picked this one up. It was the best looking one for the price. We weren't looking to spend a lot, so it's got a little bit better, grab points here. It's still not my favorite, but like I said, for the price, even ones that were more expensive, I didn't even like the way they looked. So we're gonna take 2 seconds, and it's just 4 bolts, 12 millimeter, pop them off, and I do believe they give us new bolts. I would not be surprised if they want us to go. Alright, we got our front bumper on. That was pretty simple. Now it's time to tackle the harder stuff. We're going to get this jacked up, and then we're going to take our wheel off and see what we got going on here. Alright guys, just to show you what we got going on here. This is our sound. Not the most pleasant. So it doesn't look like we have any play really. But when we get this rim off, we'll be able to see a little bit more what's going on. I mean, there's a slight chance that we had maybe the brake caliper locked up and brake's been dragging a while, or there's something stuck in there. I don't think so. I think that's definitely the bearing. So, alright. And we actually do have a ATV jack for this thing, but it is buried back there behind all that motor stuff, so we're not even gonna bother with that. Hopefully we won't need it. Alright, so I guess we were right. So bearing is absolutely fine. What it is, it's the caliper. Probably the pistons in there. Actually, yeah, I thought maybe they settled back a little bit, but they're probably seized out. So we're catching some drag in there. That's probably getting some grit and all that too. So we're gonna see if we could hopefully take that apart and clean it all up. A little brake lubricant, and then see if we can get that thing to work instead of having to buy a new one. So hopefully we don't have to do that. Alright guys, so we started digging into our caliper a little bit more, and we got these guys out. As far as it's pretty much your pistons for your caliper that push on your brake pad. So we took them out. We just wanted to make sure that they're all the way clean. There wasn't any thing going on, any corrosion or anything like that. So that all looked good. It was actually the pins that looked a little rough. You could see that, the little bit of corrosion there, and it's a little rough. So that could have been the reason our brake pads could have been hanging up just a little bit. So, but we were this far in, we wanted to make sure this was all clean, and we're going to push them back in. Then we're going to clean these up and put it all back together, and hopefully it works. Alright guys, so we did get it back together, and it seems like it's better. That's just a little light drag you see there. It should be fine. We'll see once we get the wheel back on, but it should be about right. Everything seems to be working good. We are going to double check the other side. Alright, so give you guys a tip here on how to bleed your brakes is you're going to want to take your cap off here, and then what you'll do is you'll put this on there like that, and you'll crack it open with your 8mm, and then you're going to suck from this lightly, like a straw, just slightly, and you'll see all the bubbles come through and all that. And then you're going to shut it, and you probably have to drain some fluid out of this to do it a couple times. Don't drink the brake fluid. Doesn't taste good. .3 or .4, no bueno. So you're going to want to get that done, and then it'll be nice because you won't have to do, you could do it maybe once or twice if you want. I did. But once you're done doing that a couple times, you'll notice a lot less air bubbles coming through. And let's see, what size is this? This is 3/16 ID fuel line. So you could use that, you know, it fits it pretty good. And then, like I said, you're just gonna want to, you know, pump your brakes up like you normally would. Crack it, make sure you have good pressure, close it, and you're done. So that's what we did. We had greased our pins with some of this stuff we had from a previous brake job. So yeah, hoping this fixes this issue, that we don't have to look into buying a whole new brake caliper. They seemed like they were functioning just fine once they were bled, so I think we'll be alright. We are going to go look at the other side real quick, just to clean out those pins. So we're going to get at it. Alright guys, so just to show you the difference now. So we're running way smoother. So we are good with that. But since those pins were probably the issue on this side, it only take us 2 seconds to go over there, crack that off, clean the pins, slide them back in. We won't even have to mess with as far as re-bleeding the brakes. So we're gonna go check out that other side and see what they look like. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. So we showed you an easier way on how to bleed your brakes, and ended up not being our bearings. So we did order those already, but that's not a big deal. I'll just go in our stockpile. So, you know, maybe one day if the bearings do go bad on this thing, we'll have a set already. But yeah, so hopefully that fixes our problem with the brakes, and they don't get hung up anymore. We got our front bumper on, looking good. So one more look at that. It was real easy, and like I said, it makes it good so you got a good lift on the quad. If you're, you know, you get stuck or whatever, it allows you to put two, you know, hands in a little bit wider stance and grip while picking it up. Other than that, we're gonna put our rear chain on, and we're done with this thing. So after that, we're gonna go on to our next project, which might be the Yamaha. Maybe we'll get the YFZ out. We ended that last year. It was not charging the battery, and that was also on one of our like 42-mile trips or whatever in Michigan. So we gotta get that thing checked out. We gotta get, you know, put some oil in it and stuff like that. We winterized it and put it up last year, so we gotta get that down anyways. So that'll probably be one of our next steps. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you soon.